Hello everyone, my name is Dobby, covered in floss, and this is my channel about cross-stitch. This is the end of the year, exactly the 31st of December 2024. So what time is that? WIP parade! WIP parade and plans for the next year. So if you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much for staying with me, being with me and supporting me. And if you just found my channel, welcome. And let me tell you something about myself. Sorry for just like breaking like that, but my cats are just doing things. They were pretty calm just 3 seconds ago. The moment I pressed record, they just started coming here, and so we will probably have some visitors. I need to see what the situation is. So I have two cats, Peppa and Millie. They are sisters, 5 years old now, and Peppa is very interested in stitching in general, especially if she can just like get her face into my floss and just chew on something. And here is Millie. Millie is in theory the calmer of them two, but both are tiny demons and I absolutely love them. So yeah, things will be falling down. You will hear some crashes. Do not worry about that. If the damage is something that I need to check, I will just need to pause. So yeah, first let me tell you something about myself. As you know now, I have two cats. I am almost 42. I live in Germany. Originally, I'm from Poland. I lived in the UK for some time and then moved to Germany for love. I'm laughing that I moved here for love but stayed for the beer. So the original love is gone. But now I have an amazing boyfriend who's German, and we live together near the Alps. So we're very close to the Alps. Actually, there is a window next to me here, and from this window I can see the Alps on a good day, on a nice weather day. Yes, okay. And there's Peppa just coming here and seeing what she can just like shenanigan. So this is Peppa. She looks super cute, but she's just full of shenanigans and she's just like plotting what she can do. And I just realized that that may be a very bad idea for me to be wearing black for this video, because I will be covered in fluff in a second, not covered in floss. So yeah, so I told you a bit about myself. I work full-time. I work within the area of intellectual property. I work mostly from home because my company office is a bit further away, so it would take me like 2 hours to get there. So yeah, if you see here in this corner, there was a face a second ago. So thanks to the fact that I do not need to be in the office every day and I save 4 hours of commuting, I have a bit more time for stitching. And I've been stitching now, it's 12 years, I think. No, more. It will be 14 years, because I started it around 2012. It will be 13 years actually. So I have no idea how I started. I started myself. I taught myself. I didn't think about YouTube then. Was there YouTube already? But I checked some blogs on the internet and I learned how to do things and so on. And I started with like some smaller pieces, and then of course I started stitching basically everything, and you will see that there is like a huge variety of projects. I consider myself a full coverage stitcher, but recently I started getting a bit more into like sampler-ish things and non-full coverage stuff as well. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, that's it, I think, about myself. So let's go to my WIPs. So I am going into 2025 with 46 projects, if I remember that correctly, and I already have 5 plans that are going to be started pretty quickly, I think, because I just cannot wait. So this time I am massively organized. Yeah, one thing, I'm a hot mess express. There is chaos galore, and it's just like, I was trying to be very organized. Before filming today, I just checked if all my pieces are serged, or at least just like zigzagged around. I wanted to iron everything, but then I realized that if I just like get into ironing first, I use the HAED erasable pens for grading on some pieces, so I couldn't do that. And then if I just start doing stuff, I would lose the rest of the strange light that is happening at the moment. So sorry, I do not iron my stuff usually. I wanted to do that this time, but life happened. So, but with organization, I have a list here. In front of me there is like a notebook, and I have a list of my WIPs starting from the oldest. So you are going to see what is just the oldest. And the oldest is not very old, because as I said before, I was stitching on like smaller pieces and so on, so things were getting finished. And the oldest project that I have is from 2023, so it's not even 2 years now, but I think that we are going to be seeing that for a very long time. So let me just like grab that. I'm going to be inserting the pictures of what the finished piece is going to look like. I'm not going to be showing you what it looked like the last time you saw that. I had like a WIP parade not so long time ago, I think like 4 months ago. So if you feel like comparing, you can just like jump and watch this one as well. Okay, there is a cat just cleaning her tail. So yeah, I'm just going to show you what the piece is going to look like when it's finished, and then I'm going to show you where we are at the moment. And I am going to be yeah, with my organization, I decided that I'm going to attempt to just put everything here as well. You're also going to get all the names and so on in the description box below. So, and if something is missing, just ask. Do not worry, ask me in the comments, or you can contact me on Instagram or via email and so on. All the contact details also are going to be in the description box below. So the first project is one of my biggest ones, and this is Magic Lighthouse, artwork by Wumples, charted by Contemporary Cross, and I started that in on the 11th of May 2023. that was started, restarted, but I'm back to the original piece at the moment. This is what it's going to look like when it's done, and it's the most gorgeous piece you can imagine. And the piece is big because it's 430,000 stitches over, and as you can see, I have, here is one page, and this is a second page that I want to finish, and there are a lot of pages, and this is 18 count fabric. I'm going to also put the information about the fabric and what threads I'm using. Usually I stitch on 18 count to over 1 full cross, or on 22 count 1 over 1 full cross. However, recently I started also venturing towards 20 count, and also some fancy fabrics, so I'm going to put the information here as well if I forget to say what that is. But this is like the light bluish 18 count Ada, and I'm stitching that 2 over 1 full cross with CXC threads. I don't have one specific stitching method. I let the project tell me how it wants to be stitched. So sometimes it's going to be like cross country. Sometimes I'm going to just like stick to parking and just stitching specific squares and so on, but there is no specific method that I would prefer. I just stitch how I feel like. And that was Magic Lighthouse, and the second also started in May of 2023, the 27th of May, and this is Market Stall, artwork by Giro Machetti. This is absolutely gorgeous, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, below 400,000 stitches, so a bit smaller than the Magic Lighthouse, but still a biggie. So you see what it's going to look like when it's done, and this is where I am now. The light is just like at the moment the strangest. It just hits my face. Maybe I should just like do that. No, it's not working properly. So yeah, I'll try to be showing that in a way that you can see that. The next one, and this is another Heaven and Earth Designs pattern, something that is very much not my style, not my colors, but I fell in love when I saw Jemima the Rocking Stitcher stitching on that, and I had to have it. This is the Peacock Plumage by Sue Taylor. Oh, sorry. I should show you what it's going to look like first. So this is what it's going to look like. So this gorgeous, gorgeous peacock, and it's just like, this is beautiful. Beautiful. I am not very much a blue stitcher, but I think that there is also a bit of influence from Mika, Darling Bluebell. So yeah, the blues. So lots of blues, 292,000 stitches around, stitched on 22 count Zweigart Salter with CXC threads, and as you can see here, I was going wherever I wanted. So yeah, I would love to have it finished. I don't know if I would like to have it on my wall, but the stitching on that is absolutely, absolutely amazing. So these were the 3 full coverage pieces that I had, and now non-full coverage piece, and I think that this is the only fancy lady that I will ever stitch. She was already restarted. I had a lot of done, but then I decided that she deserves better fabric, and I got a beautiful piece from Kaylee 10 Stitch from the sewing shop, and this is Chemical Romance. Mirabilia, you know, fancy ladies, red is going to look like that when she's finished. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with Little Red Riding Hood. Hello, I have a cat sitting on my projects at the moment because why not? Hi, milady. So I just had to stitch this one, but only this one is kind of like really tickling my fancy here. So gorgeous red dress, beautiful, and this is where I am now. So I started from the top going to bottom. First I'm just doing the stitches. I have everything already. I have the beads and the specialty threads, but at the moment I'm just stitching the regular floss. So I'm stitching her with DMC, and later I'm going to get to the fancy flosses. Are you going to get comfy here? So yeah, Peppa just decided to lie down next to me. Oh, I forgot to tell you when Peacock Plumage, so as you can see I'm not used to that, Peacock Plumage was started. So it was started on the 19th of July 2023, and my red was started on the 4th of September also 2023. The cat just got very, very comfy here. Can you please lie down on something else than my projects? No, I won't be able to show you her without like messing up my setup. But she's very comfy now. She's going to probably start purring in a second because she is just plopped. There's Fluff. She's my soul cat. I love her. The next one, also not full coverage, and this is something that it's just like I am wondering all the time who's going to win, if this project is going to win or I am going to win, but I am not giving up. And this is Pandemic by Long Dog. Again, this is Long Dog samplers. Each time when I try to say that quickly, there is no dog, just something else. No, we're trying to be family friendly. It's not going to work. So Pandemic, Long Dog samplers, and yeah, I started that on the 4th of October 2023. And why I'm saying that this project is going to win over me, or I'm going to win over that, this is, I think, my second, third version of that, and it's just like, it's winning. So far it is winning. So we are here. I am stitching that on a gorgeous piece of 40 count linen from XG Design in the colorway Old Mushroom. I'm stitching 1/1, yes, 1/2 full cross, and I'm using 2 colors of pink. I think that this is 3685 and 3686, if I remember that correctly. Probably I don't, but I will just like put that also below. and I do hope that one day I'm going to have it finished, because I really love the pattern. I love the artwork. However, the thing is that you will see other sampler-ish projects among my WIPs, and long dog samplers, they are the least intuitive in stitching for me. With the other ones, there is just like a bit more of a flow, but with this one, it's just like, it's different. It's just like, it feels different. But I will win. I will win. And another project that is kind of winning over me, it was important to me, but then things were just like happening, and now it is a bit emotionally charged in a negative way, but I am also determined to have it done at some point. Definitely it's not going to be my first choice with stitching, however, it will be stitched still. So that was a start of the 24th of October 2023, and this is Anne of Green Gables, artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. You will see that I have some Amy Stewarts here. So yeah, this is Anne of Green Gables, and again I'm stitching on 22 count, and this is where I am. So this is over 20%, if I remember that correctly. It has a bit less than 110,000 stitches, and I am at 24, I think, something like that. Don't remember exactly, but it's just like, this tree, that was the best stitching ever. I loved stitching on that. It's just the shading, the changes of the greens and so on. It was just absolutely amazing. And with the information below, I'm going to also put the number of stitches I have at the moment, if I have that. So we can see that with the next like year recap, and maybe 2025 end of year WIP parade, how much I managed to stitch on that. Because this year I started getting more into like statistics and so on, and it just like gives me a kick to just see what's happening. So maybe you would like to see where I am with everything. The next one is a very, very special project for me. That was a custom design of one of my girls. I stitched Peppa this year already, and now I'm stitching on Millie. I started on the 23rd of December 2023, and this is a custom design made for me by Luthien Art. This is what she's going to look like when she's finished. And this is where I am at the moment. So she is over 50% done, and she is definitely my focus on finish for 2025. I would love to have her finished as soon as possible, but without just like stretching. I don't want to get burned out on that. So I can have both of my girls framed in the same way and have them on the wall, both portraits, before Christmas for sure. So I have some time. Yes, she's purring at the moment and she wants to lick my hand, so just a bit of distraction. The next one is another cat, not my cat, but a cat that I absolutely fell in love with. So this is Milo, and the artwork is by Hansuan Fabregas, and it was charted by The Sewing Shop, so Kaylee Ten Stitch. And this is just like, I saw this cat and I just fell in love. It's just like gorgeousness. This is like a perfect fantasy character for me. So I started Milo on the 24th of December 2023, and this is where I am. So still stitching 939 very intensely. Let me just quickly check. I think that this is 939 and 823 here, so massive difference. And it's a kind of cozy stitching for me, because sometimes it's just like I really don't like stitching like these block stitches and so on. So going so hard on the 939, I thought that it was going to be annoying, but actually this is just like the least amount of thinking. I can just like go and stitch and do whatever. So it will be finished at some point. I have no idea when, and there is absolutely no pressure on me. The next one, so here we have starts just day by day. Millie the 23rd, Milo 24th, and this one on the 25th of December 2023. And this is another Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I break for UFOs. And today I was watching Bridges Get Stitches, and she was talking about a birthday salve that she doesn't want to be about her, but about people that are around her and in the community and so on. So she wants people to stitch on the piece that represents them the most. So that was straight away where my thoughts went to this one. I break for UFOs. If you have a closer look, it's just like go to Heaven Designs website, check this pattern, because I was talking about that so many times. There is just so much happening in there, and I think that it's just like, this is something for me. There is like a cow being abducted. There is a Bigfoot walking in the background. There is UFOs. There is a Shiba Inu in a tinfoil hat. The colors and everything, it's just like, this is just absolutely amazing. So UFOs, cryptids, love it, absolutely love it. So I do not have as much as I would like to have done on that, but still it is something. And you can, when you look like that at this, you can see that we have like the outline of the first flying saucer with like the windows and so on. So definitely it's going to get much more work in 2025. I'm disturbing the cat now, just trying to move my things. The next one is a totally different piece. So this is a design by Star Parade Designs that I got during Stitch Basel 2023, and I started that on the 1st of January 2024. So that was my New Year start this year. And this is this gorgeousness, and I am stitching that on the honeycomb 28 count Lugana from Kaylee Ten Stitch, the sewing shop, and I'm stitching that with a custom dyed piece of silk from Silks for You, stitching that 1/1. So it's going to be super tiny, and I love it. This cat, she's cleaning her feetsies now on my project, and I'm going to squish her. Yes, this thread can stay. She loves eating threads, so she just found something there. Oh, this cat. The next one is one of the samplers that I love, and this is I think that this is my absolutely favorite model of modern folk embroidery. Started by me on the 24th of January, on the 2nd January of 2024. I'm saying that it has been started by me because it is a piece that I adopted from Siska Stitches. And we all know the fruits of plenty, we all know what it looks like, but I'm just going to remind you. So it's gorgeous, just like love all the motifs and so on. And Siska didn't like the colorway that she chose at the beginning, so I got it adopted, and this is stitched on, I have no idea what kind of fabric, but I stitched that with Orifil. So it's first time for me with Orifil, and I really like it. So this is where I am at the moment. So I have both corners done. I just like started going with the shapes in here, and I also got a bit of filling here, and I love it. Definitely it will be stitched one day. No, it is stitched quite regularly, but it's just going to be finished one day. She's just like with one paw over another like that. So the next one, this is my unicorn project. Now that was my unicorn pattern, I couldn't find that, and amazing Alison, the stitching whippet, finished hers, so she sent me the pattern and I'm stitching on that. And the plan is to have it finished this year before September, because in September I am meeting Alison in person during the Essex Needle Retreat, and I want to give her the pattern back in person and show her my stitching. So this is Courtney collection Knightmare. Love it, I love it. This is so absolutely spookily fantastic. I am obsessed, and I'm stitching that on a Kiss from a Rose that was dyed by Kaylee, the Kaylee 10 Stitch, the sewing shop, and I am stitching that 2/2. This is 28 count Lugana with CXC 29, so this is like the equivalent of the DMC 29. So I started that on the 4th of January 2024, and I definitely need to stitch on that more because I love it, number one. Number two, I want to have it finished before the end of September, so I can give the pattern back to Alison. Next bit is something very unusual for me. I usually do not stitch anything connected to like pop culture and so on, only when I stitch that for somebody else. And this is the case here. So this is Friends from Sunny Cloud Studio. and I'm stitching that for my friend who is obsessed with Friends. And I started that on the 23rd of January 2024. I'm stitching that on 14 count lavender Ada, and this is where I am. Sorry for that being super creased, but as you can see, it's been worked on, definitely. So I love it. I love the colors. We may have like the changing lighting situation because I just noticed like the sun started going down now, so just like I don't see anything now because it just gets directly into my eyes. Let's hope that it's going to work. The next one, and this is, I think that at some point this is the project that is going to win over me. I don't know how many versions I started, how many tries I had on this version as well. This is Van Gogh's Starry Night. That was a free pattern ages ago on one of the free patterns online websites and so on. I started this specific one on the 24th of January 2024, and I am definitely not where I would like to be with that, because this is one of my favorite paintings, and I would love to have it stitched, but it's winning over me. It's just like maybe I feel intimidated somehow, and I am worried that the colors are not going to be correct and that I'm not going to give it justice and so on. But this is just like, I should really get into that, because this is it's less than 72,000. So in my book, this is not a big project, even if that's just like full coverage and so on. But 70,000, I was just like whipping that in like, I don't know, 8 months or something. But this is where I am. So not a lot, and definitely should be more. I love it. I don't like working on it. So I do hope that at some point I will be able to just like somehow get through the, I don't know how to call that, reservations I have. Don't know. And just like get stitching on that, because I still love it and I want to have it on my wall. Definitely. So yeah, fingers crossed. The next one, that was the 31st of January start, another modern folk embroidery. I love Jacob's patterns, and this is the 2024 Sal, No Time Like the Present, that I am very much behind. This is what it looks like when it's done. I am not near. So I love it. It's so gorgeous and it's so delicate here. I'm stitching that on 22 count. Zweigat Sulta with CXC floss, and I'm using 3750 and 400 only. So I love it. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous, but I definitely need to work on that more. Then the next one, and there was a kind of a jump, because you could see that there were just pretty regular new starts and so on, but between January and April, I was stitching only on the things that I had, and then my stitchy bag was just kind of going away. So I decided to have a new start and just try something else, so I could see like faster progress and so on. And this is what I started on the 17th of April 2024, and that was Astro Girl, charted by Mummy's Hobbies Designs, and I stitch her on 22 count Zweigert Sulta, but this time I stitch her with a 10 stitch. So this is where I am at now. She looks gorgeous. I love her. But unfortunately, as I wanted to stitch something new and I was just stitching very intensely on that because I decided that I want to have all the black stitched. So basically within I think that within like 2-3 weeks, I did over 20,000 stitches, half stitches, and I burned myself out completely. So then you'll see there was a huge break, and in between this and the next one, I basically wasn't stitching at all. But I still love her. I have never seen like art or pattern like that, so I would really love to have her on my wall one day. And really, half stitch, 10 stitch, it goes fast. So I think that when I go back to that, I may have a lot of progress, but this time I will just like be very, very mindful and not try to push too much so I don't burn myself out again. The next one, in comparison to the other one, is just like so tiny. So this is another kind of pop culture, I would say, thing. But again, stitched not for me. So this is a piece connected to the game World of Warcraft. It's called Alliance, and it has been designed by Macaronka Stitch on Etsy. So I love it. It's really, really beautiful, and I'm stitching that for a friend who is obsessed with WoW. And this is where I am at now. So really close to finish. I have like 2,000 stitches left. So this one is one of the projects that I'm saying that is definitely going to be like 2025 finish. At least this is the plan. Let's see. Big plans for that. Next project is just like this one is definitely going to kill my eyes because this is stitched on black, and this is the Nostalgic Tarot charted by the Witchy Stitcher. I'm just going to show you like the frame because this is where I am at now, and so far I have only A. I started that on the 14th of August 2024. Oh, Alliance was started on the 1st of August. And this is a letter A that I have. So this is 18 count Ada. And here I was stitching, it's focusing when I'm not there, I think. So I was stitching that 2/1, but I think that I'm only going to do the lettering and the frame 2/1, and the pictures inside I'm going to do 1/1, because this is with CXC threads that are fluffier than DMC, so it's going to look okay, especially with like these bright colors on black, and the stitches are going to look much nicer, that for sure. We're getting to the last page of normal. stitching. Normal stitching, I will tell you what I mean by that. So the next one, this is another piece that is connected with my love to Little Red Riding Hood, and this is To Better See You With, art by Misty Walkup, charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. This is my biggest piece. It's huge. It's over 500,000 stitches, and I am in love with that. I started that on the 15th of August 2024. It's in the frame, and this is in a Q-snap. I hope that you're going to be able to see everything, and this is where I am at now. So I did this corner here, and then I decided to go into the ear and just play with the greens a bit. I love it. I will continue stitching on that a lot and pretty soon. Hello, Flosstube. The next one was started the same day. I don't know what was happening, but I needed to have another start then, because why not? And this is Sabine Rich, artwork by Sabine Rich, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, Warriors Red. It's a mini pattern, and I love her. I'm just like, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. There is just like so, this picture for me is just so powerful. And I was stitching in 2 different spots. So this is where I started, and then I decided to go to the other side and just do that. That's why I needed to have the gridding throughout the page. So this is not very big, because basically it's 80,000 stitches, less than 80,000 stitches. So I will definitely have it finished one day. One day. This cat, she's just like sleeping here and being so adorable, and I want to squish her and I cannot. Would you like to be squished? She doesn't care. She's purring and touching the pussy. The next one is also like a small-ish, because this is the Ornament from HAED. One of the pieces that make me smile each time I look at it. And this is Ornament Villeneuve by Babette VanDenBerg, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is less than 40,000 stitches, so I do hope that it's going to be finished pretty soon. Not saying just like one day definitely, but pretty soon, because I love it. I don't have a lot on that, but it adds up, so this is where we are now. Love it. Jeez. So this is another fancy lady that I have, because of course this is a lady. And so Ornament Villeneuve was started on the 18th of August, so 3 days after the 2 big new starts. I am unstoppable with the starts. The next one is another modern folk embroidery. Here be dragons. And I got this pattern from amazing Millie. I am. Thank you so much. After she finished that, and I am stitching it on the 32 count Astros from XG Designs with PR177, if I remember correctly, from Silks for You. So this is going to be all pink, and I love it. Absolutely love it. And here you will hear I need to stitch on that more. Of course I need. The next one is Oh, and Here Be Dragons, sorry, I keep forgetting about the dates. As you can see, this is not what I usually do. So that was started on the 21st of August 2024. So we're just like getting closer to the current times. The next one is something that was a Patreon pattern on Luthien Art's Patreon. I don't know if that's available at the moment. I think it is. I think it is now available in a shop. So I'm just going to definitely link it down below. And this is Us in Another Universe. Yeah, I started that on the 12th of September 2024. And I'm obsessed. But I'm stitching that on 40 count. XG Designs, completely don't remember the name of the fabric, but it's really nice to work on. So even being 40 count, why did I do it for myself? But I love it, and it fits perfectly on that. And as you can see, I definitely have my favorites among the designers, because this is just another Luthien Art pattern. It's called FOD Love. I started that on the 15th of September. And this is just like when I saw this bunny, I was just like, I'm in love. I'm in love. And the colors remind me of all these old, what were they called? Crash tracksuits from the 80s. And it's just like I want to stitch all of that. And this is where I am. So not a lot, but definitely some progress in that. And I'm stitching that on an unnamed piece of fabric. I think that this is 28 that I got on the craft fair a few years ago. So there was a bit of a break. Sorry, I needed to pause as my boyfriend just came back home. So yeah, but he was greeted, started laughing at the cat that is sleeping on all my stuff, because why not? Oh, kind of this is cute aggression. I just like suffer from cute aggression each time when I look at her. Oh, squish everything. Okay, she's now interested in what he's doing, so probably she's going to leave, but who knows. So next piece was started on the 4th of October 2024, and that was actually Mysterymura that I only managed to do one bit of. This is what it looks like when it's finished, so I am still going to do that. And that was created by Stitchingly, and this is where I am at the moment. So that was the first part of that, and the fabric is 20 count printed Aida from Easy Stitch for Fun on Etsy, and I absolutely love it. And this is a perfect fabric for the murder mystery cell. And I think that it won't take a lot to finish, so I think that definitely will be a finish in 2025. The next one, it's going to be a finish soon. This one was started on the 22nd of November, and it's just like, it reflects exactly how I feel. It's called Frog, and the frog is wondering what is happening. So it is a pattern created by Hoops and Crosses, based on the art by Katie Abey. I love the frog, I love frogs anyway, so this is where I am at now. So I will be soon done with the rainbow, and then I will get to the froggo. and then I will pray to the backstitching gods that my writing is okay. So the next new starts. This is my Startapalooza. So I very spontaneously decided to do a new start a day in December. At the beginning I thought that I was going to do like the stitchy advents calendar or something like that. Then I was thinking that I will just like do that throughout the whole month. It didn't work out because my fabric was in the UK when I was in Germany and so on, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, I had some starts, a lot of, and I love them all. And they are small, and they are going to be, most of them, they are going to be finishes in 2025. At least this is the plan. So here we're just going day by day. So starting from the 1st of December, we had a pattern based on the quote from Barbie movie, charted by Steph X Stitch. Do you guys ever think about dying? They love it. And I started stitching that on another piece of 20 count printed Ada from Easy Stitch for Fun. This is like dark grayish, and it looks like squiggles now, but this is going to be writing, but at least the heart is pretty. December 2nd, second start, Night Spirit Studio Self Worship, and as you can see, the model was stitched on black with red. I am stitching that on a, in my opinion, more suitable fabric. Ta-da! You don't see a lot in here, but still I'm going to continue because I absolutely love it. So yeah, this is my self-worship. Definitely will be a finish. The next one is the pattern created by the boho stitcher, French, always the same shit. And I am stitching that for, I started stitching that for a friend who's French. However, I decided that the one that I'm stitching at the moment, I'm stitching for myself, because looking at the decor that they have at home, this is not that necessarily what they would have displayed, and I would like to have something that they can really appreciate. So this is the model stitch. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is what I have stitched so far. So this is on a super sparkly 28 count even weave from Sparklies, and I'm stitching with DMC 35 here. Love it. And I'm going to, once I am done with this version, I'm going to stitch the black and white version on 24 count stramming. So it's just like tiny, and it can be just like kept on the desk, just as a reminder. Now something bigger that was started on the 4th of December. On Facebook, I am in the group Free Cross Stitch Pattern by Visa, and that was one that they had there, and I am absolutely in love. This is folk art cabin, and I am the fall girl. I absolutely love the colors and so on, and this is like a perfect fall picture for me. I have a super tiny start that you can see here, and this is stitched on 25 count easy count Lugana in 10 stitch. As you know, as I already just said, that tent stitch is not my usual way of stitching. However, I think that it's just going to be fun to continue with this one. The next one was a surprise start. Why surprise? Because I was planning to stitch on something else, but the patterns in Pattern Keeper were next to each other, and they are similar enough that I started stitching the other one. Still, I want to have it stitched, so it's just like, not going to complain, but it was a surprise start. So this is one of the Caroline Manning Designs Broken and Shooting Star collections, if I remember correctly, and this is Scuddy. So here, what it's going to look like, and this is what I've done. So not a lot. I'm stitching that on 24 count Stramin, 1/1 with CXC threads, and it's just like such a mindful stitching. Just like you're just like slowly going, you're breathing nicely and so on. It's just like kind of a meditation. And the next one, the 6th of December, was the pattern that I actually wanted to start. And that was the plan. So here is the one, avocado toast. So as a proper millennial, avocado toast needs to be stitched. And this is where I am at now. I absolutely love it. I love the colors. I love stitching that. It's the easiest, one of the easiest stitches I have ever done, and it's going to be finished. It's going to be, I do hope that it's going to be finished in 2025, because this is one of the ones that really brings joy. The next one, something completely different, something that I had for quite a long time in my pattern library. However, I was waiting for a perfect pattern for that. And then it was just like, okay, but, oh, perfect pattern, perfect fabric. But I didn't know what fabric I want. I am a member of the Fabric of the Month Club from XG Designs, Bright Colors, and exactly the day when I was wondering what fabric to put this pattern on, a perfection arrived at my door. So this is Trans Pride Tapestry, art by Carrie Nacken, charted by D20, and this is the fabric from XG Design, and this is my tiny start. I love it. It's just like, it's such a lovely easy stitch, and I cannot wait for that to be finished and to have it somewhere on my wall, because it's gorgeous. Now we are at start number 8, so the 8th of December, and that was a restart for me. This is the Witches Stitcher and Leave Love Lobotomy, the pattern from her Patreon that I started before, but then I decided that I didn't like what the whites and greys looked on my fabric, and then decided that I want to have it stitched in pinks, because I can be dead inside but I'm still girly. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done, but with pinks, remember. And this is where I am at. So I converted that into shades of pink, and in my opinion it looks gorgeous. And this is definitely another finish in 2025 for sure. The next one, talking about being girly girl, I have a freebie from Noctiflora Designs, Hex the Patriarchy. And I'm stitching that on an opalescent 28 count even weave from Sparklies. And this is where I am at now. You really can see the sparkle. I love it. It is this sparkly. It is this sparkly. Absolutely. And definitely finish in 2025. And the next thing that is planned to be finished in 2025 is something that me and my friend Sabine were laughing that this is a pattern that absolutely reflects us. This is a pattern from White Raven Patterns on Etsy, Spicy Disaster. I'm not a hot mess, I'm a spicy disaster. So yeah, very, very true. If you have been a subscriber for longer, you know how true it is. And I'm stitching that on a raw linen that I don't know what count is. I would guess this is around like 28, maybe. And this is where I am at, so just a teeny tiny bit. But definitely will be finished in 2025. The next one is a part of the series that I love, and I basically I have one finished every year from the series by Night Spirit Studio. This is Demons and Witches woodcut series, and this is Demon's Feast. So quite heavy on the stitching side. It may take a bit longer, but definitely a finish in 2025. And I have a tiny start on that, like on the frame, but it goes super quickly once you just start stitching on that regularly. So yeah, that will be a finish for sure. Now something bigger, another pattern that I saw in the Facebook group, free cross stitch patterns by Visa, and this is one of the full coverages that I just like, I saw it and I was just like, I need to stitch it today, now, straight away. And this is what happened basically, and this is called Dramatic Poppies. It was started on the 12th of December. It looks amazing. I love it. And she creates her patterns in pixel stitch, I think. So they are not that easy to be put in Pattern Keeper. I managed to put it into the Pattern Keeper, but it doesn't recognize symbols. So it is a bit different stitching than the full coverages with Pattern Keeper, when you can just search for the symbol and so on. You need to put a bit of more thinking into that, and it really helps me to kind of calm down internally, because I'm just like stitching. This is me and my thread and nothing else. And this is where I am now. So lots of just like this beige and so on. Nothing to see here yet, but it will be growing. It will be growing for sure. The next one, something different, very, very different, is a pattern from Cranky Cat Cross Stitch. And it's in just a satchel of Richards. Gorgeous. I love it. I'm stitching that on the 20 count yellow from Extra Designs, 1/1 with CXC threads, and I'm just like currently going down here with the border. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I cannot wait for that to be finished. It's going to go over my desk. The next one, don't laugh. This is a pattern that I saw as a planned start by Cross Stitch Jess. She started that now and it looks amazing. But when I saw that, I needed to buy it straight away, and that was one of the starts. However, I am stitching that on a dark blue fabric called Owl's Dark Magic, which is 32 count, so it's dark, small holes, and I started in the evening. So this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And now look at my version. Ta-da! These are 2 legs of a stitch. So basically 2 half stitches give you 1 stitch, as it was said. So this is a start for sure. When I was laughing so hard, definitely this is planned to be a finish in 2025, but it's just like it needs to be started properly to be a finish first. But I love it. Oh my god, you should see her at the moment. She looks like a tiny squirrel. All my fabric is going to be covered in fluff, but what can I do? She's adorable. I love this cat so much. And the next one, which is talking about cats, is a cat that I was in love for quite some time, and then my friend Emily decided that she would like to stitch her first HAED, and she showed me the pattern that she would like to stitch, and she's like, okay, I love another one from the same designer, let's do a kind of sale on that, and so on. So this is La Roche, a mini Greater Cat, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I started that on the 15th of December on 20 count, easy grid Ada, and this is where I am now. So not a lot, will be more, because I love her. Definitely not quick stitch, but it will be a finish one day, you will see. The next one, this is another Caroline Manning Designs, Sweater Weather. So this is something that actually turned me to Caroline Manning Designs. I saw Jessie Marie stitching on that, and I fell in love, and I bought it for myself and finally started stitching. This is not a big start, but it's definitely something. I love it. I really love it. In case I forgot to show you what it looked like, once again, this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So I have like this this kind of quiltish pieces, so I was thinking maybe to make a quilt out of that. Probably not, but it's just okay. Now I have like a pile in here. When we're done with showing you all the things, I may actually just like try to turn the camera and show you this very, very dangerous zone here. The actual last of the Startapalooza starts on the 17th of December was the Dice Sword, charted by Wild Bluebell Patterns, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm stitching that for a friend that I met through D&D. So I'm stitching that on the 18 count blue, 18 count black Ada, and this is what I'm stitching 1/1 with CXC threads. That's why I was thinking that I can easily do that also on the Nostalgic Tarot with that, because it's definitely enough coverage and it looks good. The color pops definitely. And not a part of Startapalooza because it was just a kind of after. but something that I also started in December. So it was started on the 23rd of December. And this is stitched on the gorgeous fabric by Coffee Crafts Fabrics. And it's being stitched with Mrs. Seda's silk in colorway Sienna. So this are what forests by ink circles are going to look like. Forests of Sumatra, love them. I love them, love ink circles in general. And this is where I am at now. I love it. It's beautiful. And this gives me such a fantastic autumn vibe. It's very much me. Love it. So that was all of the WIPs, and I think that was 45, I would say. But now we can jump to plans. So first, plans, new starts being planned that are going to be WIPs soon. So I have 6 planned at the moment, and for most of them I have already just like fabric chosen and so on. However, I'm just only going to show you the patterns at the moment. So the first one is something that I am absolutely in love, and that was another case of waiting for the perfect fabric for that, and I finally have the perfect fabric, so I can stitch it now. And this is Disturbed Women by Sabine. I am obsessed with this pattern. I saw that and I couldn't stop thinking about that until I just like have it in my pattern library. It was just like, I need that. I really need that. The second one is another amazing pattern by Steph X Stitch, and this is Field of Fox. So I definitely am going to have it stitched, finished, and over my desk. And if anyone gets on my nerves, I'm just going to point to that. The next one is, this is the biggest thing. So it's a very, very important piece for me because it is artwork by a Polish artist from 1887, if I remember that correctly, Władysław Podkowiński. The piece is called Szał Uniesień, so this is Frenzy of Exaltation. And the reproduction of this painting was hanging in my childhood room because absolutely my parents decided that this is a perfect choice for a kiddo, and I fell in love with that, and it's just like I love it so much that I decided that I want to stitch that. There was no proper pattern for that, so I asked Meltem from Luthien Art, and she created a custom design for me, and this is what I'm going to stitch. I am waiting for the fabric at the moment. It's going to be stitched on the 20 count Ada 1/1, because this is at the moment like a sweet spot for me. So yeah, definitely there is going to be a lot of work on that. I'm going to mention that in the plans, the proper plans part. Another full coverage but smaller that I want to start is Margaret Morales Miniuma, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it was a rug that I received from amazing Zoe, Coco Creates, and I just cannot wait to start her as well, but also waiting for fabric now. And The next one is going to be a sale at the beginning of January, so starting from tomorrow, if I remember that correctly. And this is Barbara Anna Designs 4 Seasons. I fell in love with that, and I got the pattern for myself, and I got the pattern for my friends to just get her also to stitch along with or at least start along with us as well. I'm going to put the sale details below because I do not remember who is the organizer. I forgot. Do I have my tablets under the cut somewhere here? Because I have to. Yes. Okay, I managed to get my tablet without disturbing a cat. So I have it written down here. So let me just let you know now. I will tell you. I'll tell you because I have it written down. So yes, so this is hashtag BA4 number 4 seasons sal, and this is organized by Jax444 on Instagram and Somi Sarah also on Instagram. So yeah, if you want to join. The next one that I am planning to start, this is Hannah Stitching Designs, and this is Darwin Sampler. I fell in love with that, and this is another one that I just had to have. It's like, absolutely, I need to have it, I need to stitch it, I need to start it soon, and it will be started soon. I bought it yesterday, and it just it took all my strength not to start it straight away because I had other plans, unfortunately. How dare I have other plans? So this is the new starts that are planned. Of course, there are going to be more. And let me just go through my my amazing notes here. So as I mentioned, there are some finishes planned for 2025, and this is 2025. So I am planning to have 25 finishes because why not? And my toxic trait is that I believe that if anything is below 10,000 stitches, I can just have it finished like that. So I have 18 WIPs below 10,000, so that makes me feel okay about that. But also I am going to count in as a finish page finishes, because I have a lot of full coverages and I would like to have them kind of also involved in the whole finishing bit here. So this is definitely what is going to be happening. Then this year is my first year of WIP Gogh, and I have my WIP Gogh board somewhere here, but I think that this is definitely under the cut and I cannot retrieve that without disturbing her. So I would need to have a look into my, yeah, I'm just checking, no, definitely under the cut. So I need to have a look into my tablet. That's good that I managed to get this one at least. So this is my first year with WIP Gogh, but because I wasn't able to participate earlier because of my ADHD brain and the fact that it was telling me that I need to work on something. But this time I decided to adjust it to my needs. And this is not a specific one, that this is just gives me a specific project and so on. But my categories are, for example, day of the year times 10 on full coverage. So day of the year, I look into the calendar and let's say this is the 231st day of the year. So it will be 231 times 10 on a full coverage. Then I have a friend's choice. So I choose a friend, but the friend chooses one of my WIPs and how many stitches I am to put in that. Then a general 3000 on full coverage, 1% of full coverage, working specific number of days on a recent start, and so on. So it's just like, this is really something that can work for me. And here I'm just going to post my board so you can see what it looks like. If you have any questions, just like drop them down in the comments. I'm going to get back to you as soon as I can. And the first numbers for January were already called, so this is number 11 and 20. And for number 11, for me, that was Friend's Choice, one of those. And I asked Zoe, Gogh Creates, to choose one of them and tell me how much I am to stitch on that. So she chose my Avocado Toast by Caroline Manning Designs, and I am to put 800 stitches into that. So I am super excited. As I told you, it's definitely going to be worked on. And number 20, this is a non-full coverage, and that was the WIP Go category, was 7 days of stitching on non-full coverage of Boyfriend's Choice. So I asked my boyfriend to choose a non-full coverage, and I'm going to be stitching 7 days on that. And 7 days for me, it's going to be around between 600 and 700 stitches easily. So this is what I am planning on doing. And he chose the Fields of Fax by Stefex Stitch. So this is definitely going to be started very, very soon. And I am really excited about my board in a way that it looks like. So yeah, let's see what is happening. Then the next thing that I'm doing are the full coverage fanatics challenges, because as I said, I have a lot of full coverage pieces. However, as recently I wanted to have more starts, so I was going more into like the sampler non-full coverage pieces and so on. So these challenges are going to help me to work on my full coverage pieces as well. So there are 5 challenges, and number 1 is zodiac stitching. So you are stitching for a number of days on a piece that is kind of connected to the personality traits or colors connected to this specific zodiac sign. And again, this is kind of designed to be worked as every day on a specific piece. It's not going to work for me. So I am adjusting that for myself, and I am doing that. Yeah, so a day of stitching of full coverage, this is easily 100 stitches for me. So for example, if the specific piece is to be worked on from the 1st to the 19th of January, so it's just like 19 days, then that would be 1900 stitches for me. So this is the number that I'm just going to stitch and like call it a day. And this is the same what I'm going to do with the next challenge. So here this is movies, so you are you have like the movie categories, and then you're going to stitch on something that is within this category, or it makes you laugh, if that's comedy, or it's just like you consider that as a romantic piece or something like that. So for zodiac, of course, from the 1st of the 19th of January, we're going to be stitching on a Capricorn, and Capricorn is very much with the browns, and I'm going to be stitching on the Ciro Marchetti's market stall. And then from the 20th until the 31st, it's Aquarius, the first part of Aquarius. And then in February, also in Aquarius, we're talking about like independence and other things. So I'm going to be stitching to better see you with, because this is what just comes to my mind. The movies for January are comedy. So of course I'm going to be stitching on I Break for UFOs because it makes me laugh every time I look at that. So that is a plan. Then challenge number 3 is focus on a finish on a full coverage piece, and for me it's going to be my Millie. So if I look at the goal as a yearly goal, I need to have like about 40 stitches a day, and I'm going to do that. And the next bit is 25,000, 25 for 25, so you can just do 25% on something, or you can just do 25,000 stitches or whatever. So I'm choosing the frenzy, so that's going to be a new start, and I'm going to attempt to stitch 25,000 stitches on that in 2025. And the last challenge is Stitch to the Moon. So there is like a specific number of miles. It's below 130,000 miles to the moon. So this is how many stitches we are doing as a group. I have an amazing group that is led by Kel Stitches, and we have like about 2,000 stitches on full coverage, 280, I don't remember at the moment, to contribute every month per person. So that's going to be also fun to see what people are stitching on and just like be together and do this challenge together. So that was like my five full coverage pieces, but also, as you saw, I have a lot of WIPs and I have a lot of starts at the moment. So there is also another thing that I would like to do. And I was already talking about that I am going to have like weekly prompts. And each prompt is going to be 200 stitches for me. And I prepared that. Let me just grab it if I manage to get to that. Sorry, I just needed to drag the table closer to me because I cannot move because of the cat. So I created 52 prompts and I have them on a pieces of paper, and they are here in this glass, in this jar. So now there are like 5 weeks in January. I'm going to take out 5 of my first prompts. So let me just open that, and just to show you that this is completely random. The first week, so in the week between the 1st and the 7th of January, a project that represents you the most. So I think that this is definitely going to be the I Break for UFOs. So I have 3,100 stitches for comedy on that, but this is going to get 200 stitches extra on top of that. So this is week number 1. Week number 2, so starting from the 8th of January, something blue, Peacock Plumage, easy. So the peacock is going to get 200 stitches. Peppa is very interested in what I'm doing in the jar. Number 3. Yes, baby. Yes, this is stuff happening. Yes. She's so sleepy here. My oldest WIP. So week 3 will get some stitches on Magic Lighthouse. excited about that. That was a really brilliant idea on my part. Week 4. Stitch something between 50,000 and 100,000 stitches. So stitch on a project that is between 50 and 100,000. I have a few of them, so I need to think what I would like to. I have some. Let me just like tell you straight away what I'm going to stitch, so then you can hold me accountable on that. Starry Nights. Starry Night. It needs to be worked on. Good. It is less than 72,000 stitches, so it's perfectly in the range. We get that. And the last one to be started in January. Something out and about. So it can be really, really interpreted in many ways, but out and about. Prince of the Meadow. Prince of the Meadow. It was easy, and I like it. I really like it. I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. If you want to play along, just like join me. So once again, first week of January, we are stitching. Hello, baby. She's very interested at the moment. A project that represents you the most. That was number 1. Number 2, something blue. Week 2. Week 3, your oldest WIP. Week 4, something between 50,000 stitches and 100,000 stitches. Or if you, for example, have smalls, between 500 and 1,000 stitches, why not? And week number 5, something out and about. Let me just put that in the correct order so I will remember. I'm going to put that into my calendar where I have everything and so on, so that's going to be easy. Good. So the last thing that I have planned for 2025, so I mentioned that I want to take part in the Barbara Anna Designs 4 Seasons SAL, but I also have 2 SALs that I am the organizer. So SAL number 1 is the no obligation SAL. So you think about the project that has been neglected by you for the longest time. And you don't need to stitch on that. You just need to, once a month, take it out, look at it, and see if it gets you to stitch on it. Or are you considering, I don't know, UFOing that? Because that's also an option. Remember, it needs to spark joy. So this is one of my SALs, and the second one is Out of Spite SAL. So Out of Spite SAL, this is the one with counting, but we need to only do 50 stitches a month on one project that you are not sure if you are going to win or it is going to win. I have a few like that, and stitching just like 50 stitches a month. You can stitch on all of them, you can stitch on one of them only, your choice, but with 50 stitches a month, we're going to have 600 stitches more at the end of the year, so why not to use it as an opportunity? Okay, I am going to have a cat head in my jar in a moment, or a paw. You could have told me that you wanted to be the one who's choosing the stuff, you know? Next time, okay? Next time. Oh my god, she's so sleepy. So this is a very, very sleepy Fluff, so I think that this is also a sign for me that I've been talking a lot. I still need to edit everything. So if you managed to stay with me until the end, thank you so much, you're a trooper. And I do hope that 2025 is going to be the best year yet for us all, and that you are going to achieve not only your stitchy goals but all the goals that you are planning. But don't stress yourself too much. Thank you for being here. I hope that you are going to be coming back to see where my stitch journey takes me, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here, and Happy New Year. Bye bye.